So this video I would like to discuss about a favorite topic of mine, which is death. So first of all, I will start with a few sentences about death. That is, death a joke in reality. Death is a joke in reality, or maybe we can call it as a truth, reality in the sense of truth. Or death is a truth in false and false in truth. So what do I mean when I say that death is a truth in false and false in truth? So this is the video about understanding, higher understanding and deeper understanding of death. So death is something which everyone should explore or think about it, or what is it, kind of inquiry. Everyone should inquiry, should do inquiry. It is not like something is said about death or define death. Death is not that kind of thing. It is so serious a thing for each and every human being that it is a thing to be solved individually by each one. Because when it happens to me, it happens to me. When it happens to you, it happens to you. When it happens to me, you can't do anything. When it happens to you, I can't do anything to you, to your death, and you can't do anything to my death. So let's explore death. So what do I mean when I say a death is a joke in reality, or when I say it is a truth in the false and false in the truth? So this from this we have to understand from consciousness point of view. Basically, the I, every person is saying I. So what is that I? So that ultimate subject I, which is beyond thought also actually, because thoughts are also changing. No, in a given day, thoughts are also changing. Your plans are changing. Your decisions are changing. If not daily, maybe weekly, maybe years after. A year ago, what your preferences are, what your interests are, might have changed now. Maybe few things may be common, like the dishes, the foods that you like. Those things may be common, but many things have changed. Or you can take, if not 1 year, you can take 5 years ago or 10 years ago. When you are a child, your preferences are different, your thoughts were different, interests were different. When you are in the youth, teenage or youth, again when you have grown up into an adult, and again when you become old, that things will be changing entirely. That means your thoughts are also not constant, that your mind is also not constant. So definitely, but you always say I. So only that I is constant. So that ultimate subject I, we are saying that we are saying as a consciousness. So from an again, each person is saying this I. For each and every individual person, their personalities differ, okay, which include their interests. Some common interests may be there, but differences will be there. Interests differ. Of course, the way the faces will be different only, the way we look. But keeping that aside, that anyway we are not actually much identified with the body, especially mind identification will be there, because the body is used as a tool to drive you to achieve your goals and to fulfill your desires. Body is used. So the main identification will be with the one's mind and personality only, the tendencies and interests and all. Once maybe compulsions and all those things. All those things will be there. And so interest, person to person interests differ, their likes, dislikes will be different, their experiences will be different, the way they have grown up is different from the other person, the kind of atmosphere they were grown will be different, and what they perceived and how they perceived and how they're perceiving the things and receiving the things also differ. So like this, personal differences will be there. But is there a difference in that I? Each person is saying I. Up to personality level, up to mind level. Okay, up to mind level means mind, which includes thoughts, ideas, ideologies based on their experiences, their memories, but all the maybe their skills, talents. All these are at the mind level only. Okay, body level and mind level. Body, mind level only. All these differences are there. But when every person is saying that I, in that consciousness, in that I consciousness, is there any difference? So this we need to inquire actually. What difference you see in that I? I say I, you say I. Okay, of course, when you say I, when I say I, you and I are identifying with our body and with our mind. If we say that, then there is difference. Body difference is there, mind difference is there. But beyond that also, again I have seen within your life only and within my life only. From my childhood, I have been saying I. But this body has been changing and mind has been changing, as we discussed here just now. Okay, from childhood to preference or interest, preferences and all, likes and all those things are changing. No, but that I is not changing. In you also, that I is not changing. That's why I'm saying, is that I different? Is that I consciousness beyond body mind? I'm saying beyond body mind, we are saying I. Even though these are changing for you and for me, we are saying I. Is that I different for you and for me? Or is it the same I? Is it the same I consciousness? Is it the same consciousness? Okay, which is operating in you and operating in me also, like electricity. maybe you are a fan, a rotating fan, and I am a bulb. Let's say I am a bulb, you are a fan. You are using electricity, I am using the electricity. Same electricity. Electricity is same. That I consciousness electricity is same, operating in you and operating in me, acting as a fan in you, acting as a bulb in me. Here, bulb and fan means different personalities. That's all. Different interests and different personalities. Or maybe you are a big bulb, I am a small bulb. I am a red bulb, you are a blue bulb. That differences will be there. You may call it the bulbs, but different colors or different sizes like that. Or maybe entirely different fan, or you may be like fridge, AC, or you may be fridge. I am a fan, or I am a bulb. You are a fan, like that, or you are a fridge. I am some electrical equipment. But that power, that charge, that electricity is common. That's what I'm saying. So now here so this consciousness understanding is important for death. So why I am arriving at a common I consciousness, why I am stressing on the common I consciousness and trying to convince it, is because when that I consciousness is same, whether it is same or not, whether if I am convincing that same, so if is it same, how can you say that you're just trying to convince me with these examples? And okay, you inquire into that, but let us take as an assumption whatever it is. If it is not convincing to you or not a reality to you, let's just take it as an assumption and see that, because already I have said, I have logically given to some extent at least that I, in that I there is no difference. I'm saying up to body and up to mind. Okay, all these interests and personality difference and all, there you and I are different, definitely. Of course, body is anyway different only. You are there, I am here. Bodies are different only. It is appearing. There you are appearing, here I am appearing. Definitely two are there. You and me, two are there. And other persons are there. So bodies are different. Minds also different, definitely different only for different people. Okay, some common interest may be there. You also like the same thing. I also like the same thing maybe. But again, it's a different only in your experience and in my experience. Two experiences are going on there. I mean, from the level of mind, when we are identified with the mind. So their differences are there, but all through your life you are saying I. All through my life I am saying I. I am saying, why can't this I be common? There is no difference. I am saying, at least whether it is common or not, you keep it aside. But at least in that I there is no difference. No, in that I itself, I consciousness itself, there is no difference. See, there is no difference there. As this body difference, as this mind and the preference, personality differences, in that I there is no difference. So let's assume that. Okay, let's assume that, not to convince and all those things. Let us not conclude. So if that I, that's why I'm saying, if that I consciousness is common, is same for all of us, then what is death? What is you dying and what is me dying and what is the other person dying? What? Which means this limited body and limited mind are coming to an end. And here one more beautiful thing is, where were you before you were born? Where were you before you were born? You were born as a baby. Where were you before you were born? You were born as a body, and of course the mind and personality developed through life, based on the maybe past life memories, or if they are there or not there is not the question here. If you do not believe that also, let's take in this life only, personality has formed, preferences have formed through various influences. The place that you are born, the people that you are exposed to, the atmosphere and the people, and maybe the books and the culture and the education that you are exposed to formed your personality. And if there are any past memories, past life memories, the tendencies are continuing, if any, formed your personality. That means, what is it actually? Body is a came in between. Suddenly, from somewhere, you are born. Before that, what you are, that's a different question. You are there. That means that itself is a limited, I am saying. Body came, mind developed. Body going, mind going. That means the death, birth came, developed, and going. Going means that coming to an end. Of course, again, the tendency may be continued and to the next life. That's a different question, but we are discussing death, not after death kind of thing. We are discussing about death now. So what is death actually in this context? What is death from that I consciousness point of view? Just maybe if that we can take it as a sky, and this birth, continuing, and death of different clouds. Yeah, that I consciousness is like a sky. Always it is there. There is no birth and death for the sky. I mean, for the understanding purpose, I'm saying. Okay, whether the sky and this universe as came, universe as going, that is a different concept again. Okay, that is a big universe, big bang that came and that is continuing and that will be gone. Like, I mean, that has also death. Okay, in that context. But at least, so actually that is also true. That is also correct. Why? Because only this I consciousness is the always like sky. Always this is the truth, and rest everything else are taking birth and continuing and changing shapes and forms and dying. From small creatures to animals to plants, animals to human beings to even universes also. Big planets, stars to universes also. That's happening actually. But so just understand death here. If we understand death deeply, there won't be any fear of death. But only thing is, the fear of death continues or fear of coming to an end, fear of coming to an end, fear of this body mind entity, this personality coming to an end. That is the fear actually. That is the fear. Because we don't know death. How can we be afraid of death? When you don't know death, how can you be afraid of death? I'm saying. Okay. You don't know it. How can you be afraid actually? So it is not the fear of death, as the Krishnamurti says. It is not the fear of unknown, but the fear of known coming to an end. Known is this one, this identification attachment with the body mind, and the external attachments to this also. People, ideas, ideologies, and all those things. Identification attachment. Maybe not only people, ideas, and with things also, with your property, wealth, things, and all those things also, you will be attached. No, so this coming to an end. That is the fear actually, because you have identified with these things. No, so that is the thing. So from that I consciousness point of view, what is death? It's a silly, it's a coming and going. What's the big deal in it? For that point of view, that has to speak, that may speak like that. What's it many times? Hey, this is not the first time. This is like a small wave in the ocean. There are so many waves. Why are you so making a big noise about it? But for us, when we are identified with this body mind, this is so important to us. No, I am saying no, this fear. But from that point of view, I'm saying, from that common I consciousness point of view, it doesn't matter actually. It doesn't give it a thought also. Of course, that is beyond that, but just if it has to thought, if it has to speak, because we're discussing that. No, that's why I'm saying like that. That's not a big deal for that. That's a silly thing for it. Well, many waves are there. You are one wave, you will go. Before you also mean thousands, millions of waves have come and gone, crores of millions. There's no number also, infinite, unlimited number of waves. Crores and crores and crores and waves have come and gone. Waves have arisen, but taken birth, developed, changed from childhood to teenage to adolescence to adult to old age to, and the wave has again merged in the ocean. Death again. So that's what is happening. That means the first thing when we are thinking about death, you think about the birth actually. See, if it is something that has been continuing for millions of years, is already always there, and this coming to an end, then it is something we should be worried about. But actually, it came in between only. Before birth, where were you? Let's say you were born in 1990. Where were you in 1989? Before that, okay, you will 1990. Let's say some 100 years, maybe 2009 or maybe 3000 in the year 3000. You will die. Let's say 110 years. 1992 and 2100, sorry, not 3000. That will become 1000 years, no? So 2000 to 2100. 1992 to 2100, you will be dying. 2090 to 2100 years. So this is in unlimited, too much, maybe millions years or thousands of years kind of time. What is this 100 years? Actually, it's so limited, no? So if we think in terms of large amount of time, this becomes a very small amount of time. But maybe okay, large amount of time, this may be a small time, but it is so important for us. It is our life. This is my body, my mind. So we feel like that. There actually, the problem is definitely the more the identification with the body mind, then the fear of death will be more. Fear of death, as we discussed earlier, not fear of unknown, but fear of known coming to an end. So this coming to an end, definitely that is common for every life. That will be there because all these days and months and years that unconsciously, knowingly or unknowingly, that attachment and identification has continued. Whether you are attached or identified with external people, external things, and your properties, what you have accumulated, achieved, all those things, whether you are identified with it, but or they do not matter to you, is a different question. That's not a problem if you are not identified with those things. But that is at least that external things can be dealt with. But here the body itself, the mind itself cannot be dealt that easily, because it is so you are that we are saying that I am this. We say I am this body. I am this mind. I am saying. Everybody says like that. So in order to go beyond that is not a easy task. Just logical inquiry, just this understanding is also not enough. Definitely spiritual sadhana, and the energy is moving up and beyond the sense, the kind of sense beyond physical experiences are required in order to be detached from this body mind entity for each person, so that there won't be any fear of death if one is established in that consciousness. If one is established in the higher consciousness, then automatically this body mind attachments will be followed up. As you grow more and more, as you become more and more conscious, and as you grow or evolve or grow or whatever, or come near to the consciousness itself, I consciousness itself, these things will be falling up. So either it's just a vertical movement. There is the consciousness, and below are the body mind. So in between the energies are there. Here with the energies moving down is the body coming into the body mind, and the energies moving up is the consciousness. So as you are moving towards the consciousness, that means you are going near to the consciousness or coming near to the consciousness. away from the body mind, or if you are close to the body mind, you are away from the consciousness. So this is the thing actually. So become more consciousness, which also means becoming more free also. As said in the earlier video also, becoming more consciousness means becoming more free. More freedom is there for you. More consciousness means less consciousness means less freedom and more attachment to the body mind. And more consciousness means more freedom and away from the body mind attachment, away from the body mind sense kind of thing. So that is the secret of it. So then the fear of death also won't be there actually. Fear of death is actually the fear of losing that I sense actually. Fear of losing that sense of I. Fear of death is nothing but fear of losing that sense of I. I'm not even saying the body mind also. Fear of losing the sense of I, but here the limited I. Why? Because the unlimited I consciousness, no way of fear, that is completely fearless. No question of fear there. Because that I consciousness is always there. There is no birth and death. That is the deathless state. We call it in Sanskrit Amrutatva. Mrutatva means death. Amrutatva means no death, deathless. But here the limited, we call it ahankara, I ahankara, that means limited I. That coming to an end is the most fearful for the man, is that I coming to an end, limited I coming to an end. Because unlimited I is anyway, where is the question of coming to an end for that? So that is the question. That unlimited I consciousness has to be, one should be established in that through spiritual sadhana and enquiry and this kind of discussions and satsanga. Satsanga means listening to the evolved people, like spiritual masters. So that is required in order to overcome the fear of death and becoming more consciousness. Okay, so whenever you think of death, think of birth first of all. Where were you before birth? Then that's also a major part of it actually. So this is a limited time. This is continuing. That's all. As a wave, it's continuing. I mean, wave arises, birth and continuing, growing and dies. Wave. But that water is always there. The ocean or water is always there. So that is all about death. Those are the main points I wanted to say about death. I'm just thinking, is there any so okay, truth in the false, false in the truth, I said. No, actually I'm trying to say that I forgot in the beginning. Why is it truth in the false and false in the truth? Truth in the false means, let's say from the I consciousness point of view, this is just an appearance. That means kind of false, kind of appearance, kind of dream. So whatever is happening in the false, it is truth in the false. I mean, in the dream it is true. In the dream we are taking birth, in the dream we are growing, in the dream we are dying. So this is a completely top angle point of view. It is undigestible for us. It is highly difficult to digest also. Even though I may be saying, just from an understanding point of view, I may be saying, but it's not that easy. It's so deep. So in the dream we are taking birth, in the dream growing, and in the dream dying. All is false. Within the false, this is true. That means in the dream it is true. When you are in the room, when you are in the dream, whatever is happening in the dream, we don't see it as a dream. It is reality for us. I mean, the person who is in the dream, I'm saying, not for us, means not the for the waking person. For the waking person, it is a dream only. But after awakening only, we will know. Oh, it is a dream. But when the dream is going on, when you are a dream person there, when you are a dream person, whatever is happening is the truth only, is the reality only for you. That becomes the truth only. That means truth in the false. So that is the truth in the false. False in the truth. False in the truth. So from that I consciousness point of view, which is the truth, this is all false. That's why this is the truth in the false and false in the truth. That is a truth in the false and false in the truth. And I can say it is a joke in reality, a joke in truth. So that's why I said those words and those sentences about death, and I put the thumbnail like that. Truth in the false and false in the truth. So this is all about death. Maybe we can discuss it in more detail also, what I have mentioned earlier of this video about that, whether that I consciousness is common for you and me. Up to body mind, the difference is there, and of course that limited I sense is there, but that is also coming from the unlimited I only. That's why we are saying I. Whether it is whether we are saying that I by being attached to the body mind, that's a question. Of course that is common for everyone, by being attached to the body mind only, especially for the mind only. Everybody says I for their thoughts and all. But that is also changing. So there is a common I there, but whatever you are using by identifying with the mind, there is a common mind actually. Where is the common the thoughts? Where is the common thought, common mind? That is also changing. No, that means that I is beyond that I'm saying. So whether that is the common or not, that I consciousness is only one, but we are many forms of hearing. That formless I, unlimited consciousness, is only one. That it has to be discussed in detail. That has to be discussed from differences. First we have to take differences. Of course there is also discussed in this video, but in more depth and by taking more time we can discuss that actually. Go deeper into that. I and you and other persons identification with their interests and how they are developed their tendencies and all those things, and their perceiving how the same thing is perceived differently by different people also. So this is delving into the mind, actually the functionality of the mind, delving into that and discussing that deeply, so that we can discuss actually, that by linking it to death, or maybe separately also we can discuss. But this is about death. Okay, if there are any further kind of inquiry and this kind of videos, we'll be making another video, another continuous videos will be coming. So this is a new channel, Beyond Survive All. Like, share, and especially subscribe. Subscription is more important. Okay, thank you very much.